I like sports. Shout out to everybody out there. We're going to keep pushing. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, DMV Nation, we are back. Yes, we are back. The Commanders put a beating on them Raiders. I'm talking like 41-24. I'm talking about it should have been 60, but we ain't going to get into that. We just going to celebrate the win. How about them Commanders? Left hand up. We did what we were supposed to do. Now, before this season started, we was looking at the Packers game a little iffy, and we knew it was going to be tough. And I'm not happy with how we performed, but at the same time, us losing, it's not like we're off track according to our projections right now. But real quick, we're going to get into this game. I hope y'all doing well. This is your boy Wes, as always, Ja Like Sports. And real quick, before this game started, we had a surprising inactive with Brandon Coleman. Like some of y'all saw in my pregame video at the stadium, I don't know. You know, at first I thought it was more of an injury, unspecified, that they didn't want to talk about, but it's starting to seem like it might be due to performance, because Chris Paul, you know, his brothers in the league, they got them genes, man. Like, Chris Paul showed up and showed out. I mean, he might be our starting left guard for the foreseeable future. And Noah Brown didn't play, obviously. John Bates didn't play. And, of course, the 5, JD5, didn't play. But Jeremy McNichols, Colson Yankov, people who were questionable, they played, and they played. Especially Jeremy McNichols. He went straight beast mode. He went head up with our former safety, Jeremy Chin, and was like, yeah, get up out of here. And took that sucker to the house. 60 plus. Chris Rodriguez out the gate, first drive, just going and marching down the field. If I'm not mistaken, we scored in like 5 plays or less. And then you had Marcus Mariota to capitalize on the touchdown. We just kept the foot on the gas. The Raiders came out first drive with a little bootleg, hit Jacoby Myers over the top. That was a nice play, but we stopped them, and we gave up just a field goal. Bend don't break. Our kicker in the first half missed one, and everybody was ready to go ahead and send him back to Indianapolis, but he redeemed himself throughout the game. Marcus Mariota, 15 for 21, 207, a touchdown to Luke McCaffrey at the end of the game. Shout out to him for finally getting that TD that he's long awaited for. His dad even shouted out the Commanders for helping him get that TD, and actually Terry McLaurin for retrieving that football for him. Geno Smith, 19 for 29, 289, 3 touchdowns. That looks good, but if you watch the game, he got sacked 5 times, should have been 10 times. And even though we didn't turn the ball over, like I said, he was giving them turnovers out all season like stimulus checks. I will take the sacks. I will take the punts. And because we got, right now, the best punt returner in the league, those punts are pretty much like turnovers, because Jeremy Lane took one to the house, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Lane, let me see. Jeremy Lane took one. Matter of fact, he had 5 returns, 127 yards, bust a 90-yarder. And then out the gate, Deebo Samuel had the 69-yard kick return, almost took that to the house. Luke had a little something. We did good on all 3 phases of the game. Rushing, we did exactly what I said. Ashton Genty had his best game, but it wasn't his best game of what his career is going to be. 17 carries, 63 yards, 3.7 yards per average. He had a long of 18. Geno Smith had pretty much nothing. He got sacked all day. Jeremy McNichols, 4 carries, 78 yards. Like I said, the 60-yarder to the house. Marcus Mariota, 6 carries, 40 yards. He did fumble one time on the second drive, which that probably would have put us in the 50-burger, but it's all good. He secured the ball for the rest of the game. Chris Rodriguez Jr., I am so happy. Chris Rodriguez, if you watch this video, just know you my dog. You are probably one of the best Ron Rivera signings, draftings, whatever you want to call it, that we have had. Shout out to you. Chris Rodriguez, 11 carries, 39 yards, 3.5 yards, but that's all good. It didn't matter because he was just moving them chains like he needed to. Jacory Krosky, Bill Merritt, 8 carries, 26 yards. He was coming through, slithering and sliding through the defense. He got him another TD that puts him at about, I think, 2 on the season. Debo got a few carries, 3 carries, 18 yards. Trey Tucker, even though it was a lot of garbage time, Trey Tucker did like kill us. 8 receptions, 145, 3 touchdowns, caught a 61-yarder. Most of those was in garbage time, but he still torched us, and I got to give him his credit for that. Jacoby Myers, outside of that one big play in the first play of the game for them, he finished with 63 yards on 3 catches. Brock Bowers, we probably shut him down worse than we did Genty. 4 receptions, 38 yards. Everybody else is just whatever. Terry McLaurin, 3 receptions, 74 yards. He should have had a touchdown, even though if you look at that replay, you see that man was like this. The ground here, he was here. He was like, you know, I used to do 6 inches when you train for basketball. That's what Terry McLaurin did. He did not touch the ground. I don't care what nobody say. He had a long of 56 yards. Mariota, they set him up. Shout out to Cliff Kingsbury. He is back. Shout out to Joe Witt Jr. He is back. Cliff Kingsbury set them up. Mariota was running that RPO to perfection. And when the time came, they took the deep shot. Terry McLaurin capitalized. Luke McCaffrey actually finished 2nd on the team. 3 receptions, 56 yards, and a TD on 3 targets. Caught every target, my guy. Zach Ertz, Mr. Reliable, 3 receptions, 38 yards. Even though he didn't score this game, he still averaged 12.5 yards. Deebo Samuels, 2 receptions, 11 yards. I know that sounds bad on 3 targets. The one he did miss was a post route that probably would have gave him another 25-30. Potentially would have scored a touchdown because you know how you break everything. Shout out to the defense. The D-line was just wreaking havoc. And not even just the D-line. Shout out to the linebackers, them LBs. Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu just causing havoc all over the field. Bobby Wagner had 2 sacks. My man said, man, Deron Payne, Doris Armstrong, my man, what's my other guy name? My man from Rhode Island Avenue, Javon Kinlaw. He said, man, make way. I'm coming through this joint. I'm trying to get some sacks too. But yeah, we put the pressure. Dorrance Armstrong leading the league in pressures. Dorrance Armstrong all over the field. Mike Sanders still had a better game. Jeremy Reeves stepped in for Will Harris. As always, prayers up to Will Harris. Anybody who's injured, hate to see it. Looking like Will Harris might not be with us for the foreseeable future in terms of the season. He might come back later, but we're going to talk about who replaced him in a second. Jeremy Reeves stepped in to replace him, not who I'm segueing to, but Jeremy Reeves stepped in. He did pretty good in the run. He gave up a touchdown. One of the Trey Turner or whatever his name is. Yeah, Trey Tucker, I'm sorry. Gave up one of his touchdowns. But he did good in the run. I saw a play where he came through and just stuffed the running back in the backfield. Max Crosby got him a sack. That's normal. We limited him to 1 sack. He had 7 tackles. Nobody else pretty much on the defense. Jeremy Chin had a big hit on the sideline. He cracked Deebo Samuel, and I forgot who it was. Somebody pushed Mariota, which could have been a flag. And I'm going to give the MVP of the game to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn took one. He didn't take one on the chin. He took one on the nose. That man was leaking. That man was looking like a Rocky fight. And he banged his head on the ground. And he got up and he was like, I'm good, I'm good. But we like, if you good, why you got your hand on your players? He was a little woozy for a second, but he got back up and he was good to go. Shout out to Dan Quinn for literally setting the tone of what it is to be a commander. Shouts out to Dan Quinn. We went home happy, you know, B to A to the Raiders. They showed out though, I'm not gonna lie. I think it was more Raiders fans there than the Giants game with the Giants fans. The Raiders, they travel well. Shouts out to the Raiders fans. You know, like I said in my last video, y'all are in a bridge situation. Geno Smith, he gonna hold the fort down. He gonna keep it respectable, but we know that he is not the future. Will Harris being out potentially for the season, we went ahead and made a phone call and we signed Darnell Savage. Well, I reported first yesterday that he was coming for a visit, and then literally 30 minutes later, pen to paper, Darnell Savage is signed. The former Maryland Terp, the former Green Bay Packer and Jacksonville Jaguar from Salisbury, Maryland. He posted a picture on his IG with the Commanders, the Redskins. I think it was a football or a t-shirt, something like that. So, you know, it's been in his blood. He ready to come home, and I'm ready to see him put on that burgundy and gold. Darnell Savage, he didn't play the best in Jacksonville. You know what? My cousin is a huge Jacksonville fan. He's been a Jacksonville fan since we've been alive. And I actually talked to him, and he gave me some insight just from a Jaguars fan perspective on what was the reason Darnell Savage is even coming to Northwest Stadium on Sundays now. I'm gonna let y'all check that out.
So essentially, he probably kind of had the same issue where Sean Jenkins had, where he could give you an explosive play here or there, but consistently coverage-wise, he just wasn't doing it. And you know, in our division, we got Nico, we got Tank Dell. The Titans tight ends was just eating him up, and then we played the Colts. Michael Pittman, like whenever you got put up against like bigger guys or explosive play guys, you just expect him to make a big time play, and it's like you wouldn't consistently get good coverage skills out of him. So run support, he was solid, but for the most part, coverage wise, it just wasn't working.
All right, hopefully that helped you get some better insight. We are happy that Darnell Savage is here. I know that he didn't play the best, he didn't cover well, and we're hoping that this new jolt of energy, this new chapter for him, hopefully this could be his last chapter, stay with the Commanders for as long as needed. He can come through and just pick up where Will Harris left off. Will Harris actually had a better game compared to the Packers game. Will Harris was playing well. He got shook up early in the game, I think like the first or second quarter, and then sadly in the second half he went ahead and fractured his fibula or tibia, something like that. Injury report as of right now, Noah Brown is still up in the air. I think Marshawn Lattimore got shook up a little bit, but he's okay. Who was about to say? Oh, duh. Scary Terry. This man right here. I was doing this in the crowd until they said that he did not get the touchdown. And I was like, man, y'all jive turkeys. On that bomb, when he dove out for that touchdown, he injured his quad. And reports just came out as of maybe, I'm recording this around the afternoon, as of 1:30, 2 o'clock this afternoon on a Tuesday, Terry McLaurin is uncertain for the game. Yes. We don't know if he's going to play. We don't even know if JD5 is going to play. I know I haven't talked about JD5 this whole video, but that's cool because that just shows you next man up mentality. Marcus Mariota, even Sanat. Shout out to Sanat. Ben Sanat, he was out there blocking his tail off. He was a little John Bates 2.0 out here. Shout out to him. Shout out to Luke McCaffrey again for getting the touchdown. Shout out to Jeremy McNichols. Shout out to the whole running back committee. Shout out to Jeremy Reeves for stepping in. Next man up. So I didn't talk about JD5 yet, but we about to talk about him now. As of last week, they said, I believe Friday before the Raiders game, JD was out there running full speed on the grass. He was doing sprints. But we know how his game is. It's about the cutting. It's about the misdirection, the left to right, the right to left, the stop and go. It's about all that type of stuff. All of the quick twitch type of moves. And I'm not ready to rush him back. Mariota has played the Raiders and did what he was supposed to do. And we got the Falcons coming up. Those are his two former teams. And if any game Mariota could play, this is the one I want him to play in. Like we talked about, Netflix first season quarterback. He went AWOL, you know, once they announced that he was going to be benched for Desmond Ridder. He was like, I'm done with Atlanta. And he went ahead and made his way over to the Commanders 2 years later. This is a game that Mariota will probably circle on his calendar as big as ever, and he might have his best game ever too. Not the shoot on the Falcons, but Mariota, he's a vet. He knows how to make the right moves, the right decisions. I'm ready to let him play again. I'm not gonna lie to you. JD is the long-term investment. Jayden Daniels, we love you. That's our guy through in and throughout. But Mariota, this is why you pay him $8 million. This is why you do that. You let him play in this game. You give Jayden Daniels every single opportunity to rest up and get ready for the big game, the Los Angeles Chargers in California 2 Sundays from now. I'm ready to go with Mariota. I hope y'all are. If they do let JD5 play, I trust this regime. I trust the coaching. I trust everything up top. So that means that they ran him through a rigorous amount of testing and he passed everything. If he passes everything, he gonna play. He gonna look like the JD5 that we normally see. If not, Mariota's gonna come in and just do what he did against the Raiders. Speaking of Atlanta, last game, oh my goodness. It's quite ironic. The score was 30-0 against the Carolina Panthers. They got their first win. And I don't even think they got to the 30-yard line. So the score literally is telling you how the game went for the Falcons. Michael Penix, 18 for 36, 172, 2 picks. He threw a pick 6. Kirk Cousins ended up coming into the game 5 for 7, 29, you know, all that little slight stuff. Bryce Young, he had an average game, below average if you ask me. He only had 121 passing yards, 16 to 24. And he had only 1 sack, but he got a rushing touchdown. Well, that's about it. The pick 6. And yeah, Bijan Robinson, 13 for 72. A lot of this was probably garbage time points and stats. Well, not points because they didn't score anything. But a lot of this was garbage time stats if you ask me. And I don't believe that they're going to repeat this. I do believe they're going to come out swinging, but that's okay because this is football. This is any given Sunday. The Raiders knew we were coming out swinging after that last game against the Packers, but the Falcons are not trying to go 1-3. They see that the Bucs are slowly starting to grasp the NFC South and not give it back. Falcons, y'all got some work to do. They out here bringing the offensive coordinator out the booth. They done fired our former wide receiver coach, Ike Hilliard. That might have been a scapegoat type of situation, but they desperate right now. They got rid of their kicker, long-term kicker, Young Ho Koo. Sorry if I jacked that name up. And then the new kicker they brought in from the Patriots, I believe, he missed 2 field goals. So did that even help? I don't think so. We know the environment is going to be hectic. We also got them Commanders down there too. Lake Lewis predicted on his show with Rio Robinson that it's probably going to be 50-50 in the crowd. And I agree with that because even when Taylor Heineke came down there, we had that 4th quarter comeback win. It was probably around the same. It might have been like 45-55, but we show out down there. We travel to Atlanta very well. We still got a lot of Redskins / Commanders fans down in Georgia because before the 70s, we were the team that they was rooting for. Same with the Carolinas. If you go to the Outer Banks, you see it's a lot of Commanders and Washington, Redskins, all that type of stuff. You see the decals and the flags down there. Are y'all ready for this game? I'm ready for this game. I know Bijan Robinson is just going to do what he do, but that's why we signed people like Eddie Goldman in the offseason. We got Javon Kinlaw, Doris Armstrong. You know, when Doris Armstrong has another person out there who is taking the brute of everything, that's when he really shines. You know, you saw with Micah Parsons in Dallas. So with Deron Payne trying to get paid once again, because you know when contract years come, you know what he do. I'm at the point now where I'm like, man, let's just give him a 1-year deal every year so we know we're going to get that production from him. But when you got these other guys out here doing what they're supposed to do, Doris Armstrong just lights up. He becomes the ultimate Robin. I see Penix not doing the same thing. I see him playing a lot better. I see Penix probably putting up similar stats just without the picks. Hopefully we can get some turnovers. If we get one, I'm happy with that because we have yet to capitalize on a turnover. We made Russell Wilson fumble. I think we made one person with the Raiders fumble. Caillou Blue Kelly, we made him fumble. We haven't capitalized. We haven't actually got the fumbles. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready for somebody to cough that ball up. I'm ready for Michael Penix to throw a pick somewhere. And I'm ready for this special teams to continue to be the best special teams in the league, minus our kicker. Hopefully he can continue. He's 2 in a row so far with his kicks. And I'm ready for him to continue to, you know, do his thing indoors. So shouldn't be no excuses about the weather. I'm ready for Jeremy Lane to actually start improving on the wide receiver side, catching some passes. I think he's dropped one every game. I don't know if you want to consider the quick slant on 4th down in the Packers game as a drop. That just was good coverage, and in my opinion, a person you should not go to in a crucial moment like that. It is what it is. I'm looking for him to hopefully have a game with no drops. Looking for him to continue to capitalize in the punt return. Same with Debo. I'm looking forward to all that. I like how they took Debo out of the kick return. He might have did kick return most of all of the 3rd quarter, but they definitely pulled him and let McCaffrey go back there and do his things. I'm happy about the special teams, the return aspect of the special teams, and the coverage. We've been doing pretty well on our punt and kickoff coverage. That's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. Are y'all happy about Darnell Savage? Let me know. And also, if you made it this far in the video, let me know if you like that song that I released, Gus for Rot. If you caught all of the double, triple entendres, let me know in the comment section. I will release another song. I'm probably going to do every 2 weeks, like I said before. Give me some time to write and get the beats ready and all that stuff, because we're doing everything in-house. I got my team with me. Shout out to Iz, shout out to Carl, shout out to all my brothers out there helping me with that. And we're just going to keep that going. We're going to bring a different flavor to the DMV sports content creators. Shout out to all the DMV sports content creators, but in terms of the football side, you know, shout out to Juan Gotti. He just shouted me out on the on his live today on YouTube. Rio, all them guys. I saw Rio at the game with his son. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to my man, the real Ed Oliver. Shouts out to Louis T. Shouts out to Street Scores. Shouts out to everybody out there if I didn't name you. We all in this together. I love what y'all doing. Y'all are, you know, one of the reasons that I'm doing it. So kudos to y'all. Shout out to everybody out there who I saw at the game. Every time I go to the game, I see somebody I know. Saw one of my old high school buddies out there after we did the little B to A to the Raiders, sent them back to the West Coast in the desert. I think they would probably rather sit on a cactus than take that L that they did. But yeah, that wraps it up for today, y'all. If anything else happens, I'm gonna pop back up. I might do a live, my first live Friday, so I will let y'all know. Other than that, you'll see me on the shorts, you'll see me on the TikToks, the Instagram reels, all over the place. Just keeping y'all updated as best as I can and giving y'all my perspective on things. I hope y'all enjoyed the game if you went to it, or if you were sitting on the couch. I hope y'all had your popcorn. I hope you enjoyed it. And we are looking forward to this Sunday game, going to Atlanta and then going to LA. 3-1. Wes, as always, Like Sports. God bless, and I will catch you on the next one. HTTC, baby.
Looking like us for ride. 1, 2, up, down. Looking like us for ride. Turn a smile to a frown. AP on his JD all season. He had a vision. Rookie picks with A+, capitalize our draft position. Re-signage trades and plenty free agent acquisitions. Even Terry carrying the new deal with the cash committed. 25.